What's up, my beautiful people, and welcome back. In today's video, let's see or let's find out some of the horror dating stories these women or these ladies had to share out. Women sharing out their horror dating stories. For example, you find that this woman or this lady found out or actually got this man through a dating site or actually through a hookup. And at the end of the day, she ends up crying crocodile tears because things are not working out. For example, you find this girl for the very first time she's gone for that date. That is her very first time. She's meeting this guy on the first day on her date, and then what she experiences there. For example, this guy wants the bill to be split if they are meeting in a restaurant. This guy doesn't even care. He doesn't even ask or call a cab for her. Just a lot of things that these ladies underwent on their dating horror stories. Let's find out more in this video.
If you want to know what it's like, and I can only speak as a woman that is dating men, what it is like on the dating scene right now, I'm going to tell you this story. I matched with this guy and we seemed to be getting along well. This was recent. This was like half an hour ago. And we were chit-chatting, had a couple of back and forths, and pretty quickly he was like, do you want to have a quick phone call? Like, do you want to see if we like actually vibe on the phone? And I was like, you know what? Sure, like, why not? Let's have a quick phone call. So he gave me his number so that I could basically call him and put 141 in front of my number so that it came up as unknown or blocked, because, you know, we're trying to protect ourselves out here. I'd only known this guy for maybe 10 minutes. I'd been matched with him at this point. So we were chit-chatting on the phone. It seemed like it was going okay. We were, you know, both establishing that we were looking for something more serious, that, you know, we were saying what we did for work, and it was all the basic getting to know each other questions. He then told me, he was like, I hope you're prepared because I've not had sex in 7 months. And I was like, oh, how come? And he was like, oh, I've just been working on myself and it hasn't been a focus. And I was like, you know what? Cool, you do you. I was like, I'd be losing my mind at that point, but more power to you. And he was like, oh, really? Like, you know, it's a green flag that you like sex. What's your favourite position? And I was like, that's a very intimate question for someone that you've known for like 10 minutes. At which point he then started grunting. Like, you fucking know, you know. But he was like grunting. I was like, what the fuck's going on? And he was like, oh, do you have 5 more minutes just to hang around so that I can come? I literally went, what the fuck? And hung up the phone. That's fucking violating. That's literally sexual harassment. I've reported him on the app and blocked him. Luckily, I called him from like 141, so he doesn't have my number. I've also blocked his. But that's what it's like. That's literally what it's like. And the more that I try to date, the more I'm like, fuck this.
Quite traumatic there. You can just imagine you're meeting this guy for the very first time. You're meeting this guy as your date for the very first day, for the very first time. And on that same day, you've not even known this guy. He doesn't even know you. Even 10 minutes are not yet over. The guy is like, he's just touching you very sexually on each and every place of your body. He's talking sexually. He's just talking romantically. Yet he doesn't know you. Remember, you met, for example, this guy through a dating site. This is the very first time you're meeting him, but he's actually acting weird. That is a red flag. And then another thing, you'll find that most of these horror stories that these women are actually giving out, you'll find that most of these dating sites, they are not genuine, especially for women. You'll find that a woman will find a man through this dating site. They hook up or they even end up spending the night at this man's place. You never know. You could even be dating a thug. You could even be dating someone who is actually selling human organs. You can never tell. So it's actually quite a challenge to women. And this is the reason why they're giving horror stories regarding their first day dating or their horror stories on their dating.
Girl, 2025 might just have to be the start of my single era, because let me tell you what just happened. I'm actually a 90% lesbian, but I decided just to, date men because my mom said I'm confused. So I was like, let me try it out. So I connected with this guy, and I travel a lot, so it was really hard for us to figure out a time to meet up. And when we finally did meet up, he was like, wow, this date's so good. Like, when am I going to see you again? I was like, well, I'm going to Seattle tomorrow, and I just bought a one-way ticket because I don't have a regular job. I don't have any deadlines that are holding me back. So whenever I travel, I just get a one-way ticket, and whenever I get tired or get sick, I come back home. And he was like, I don't like that. I was like, what do you mean? He was like, well, if you're my girl, I can't just have you coming back whenever. I'm gonna need you to come back at a certain time. And I was like, oh, that's so sweet. If only I was your girl and like, you were buying my ticket home, that'd be amazing. I don't think he liked that response very much. The date was going well, but after that, the entire mood just shifted. Like, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's a fact that like he has to work and I don't, or I don't know if he's jealous. I don't know what it was, but he was like, yeah, I don't like that. You just seem a little bit too free. Too free. Like, sir, I worked really hard for my independence. I don't believe that I'm too free. And of course, if you were my man, I mean, I'd hopefully want to come back to you. You know what I'm saying? But you're not right now. Dating as a woman is so hard because they're like, oh, don't tell men that you make a lot of money. Tell them that you're a teacher so you can be like dependent on them. But these men don't want you to be dependent on them. They'll put you through all sorts of tests to make sure that you're not a gold digger when they literally don't have any gold to dig. And then when you are independent,
You can just imagine this. You're meeting this person. Actually, this is a stranger to you. This is not even your lover, not your boyfriend, not your girlfriend. This is your very first time meeting this person. But he already has started calling you, you are my lover, you're my girlfriend, I don't want you to do this and this. He's trying to limit things for you. Yet, this is your very, very first date. That is a red flag on that dating.
they're mad because they don't have the same access and they want to control you. So yeah, I don't think this is going to work out for me anytime soon. And when I went on like a TikTok dating show saying what I was looking for, saying how I'm a high earning independent woman who makes over 6 years and travels and XYZ, everyone is telling me that I am never going to find that equivalent in a partner because I'm fat. Oh, men who make a lot of money and have free time and own their own businesses, they don't want women that look like you. And I'm like, I'm not asking for anyone to fund my life, even though I would love that. I'm literally just looking for an equal, and they say it's not possible. So in 2025, I think I'm just going to focus on myself, focus on my gorgeous skincare routine and my life, and just not letting a man stress me out, or a woman, because last time I traveled to California, I literally was crying over a girl, not having that happen again. Yeah, I'm over it. But let me know if you guys want to hear the story time about when I flew a girl out to Seattle to be with me. And then she said she just wanted to be friends, only to find out she was talking to somebody else. And then that girl was stalking my page. So, my life is so interesting. Oh, and then that girl's friend sent me a DM talking about how that girl cheated on her with her girlfriend. Like, what? And then apparently they're not friends anymore. I don't know. The lesbian community in Houston is too small and too messy. Men are literally grown children that I don't want to take care of. And I might just be better off alone. Let me know if you guys feel the same way.
I was just stood up on a date and it was the most humiliating experience ever. Story time, met this guy on a dating app and he immediately asked me out on a date to a specific restaurant. He confirmed day of, I get to the restaurant and see that he's nowhere to be found. So I reach out, no response. I check the app and notice that he unmatched me. At that point, I was a little confused and I was kind of pissed because I was already dressed and I got all the way there. And because I had put in so much effort, I thought I might as well just have a meal while I am in the building. And it wasn't until I got home when I was scrolling Facebook and I saw a very similar story from a girl at that same restaurant who also got stood up. She found out that there are restaurants now posing as people on dating apps just so you go to their business, and once you get stood up, they know that probably 9 times out of 10 that you're gonna buy something from them. And that just blew my mind. The fact that we have stooped this low Sirens, jail time, jail for all the people at the restaurants thinking they're marketing geniuses. You are not no girl boss town. You are just ruining a girl's mental self-esteem. I can't even believe, I'm going to insert the screenshots below so you can see, but what a wild ride, right?
I've made terrible dating decisions so that you don't have to. So get comfy whilst I tell you how I was in a relationship, or should I say mummy shit, with the stingiest man on planet Earth. This is a juicy one. When I was 19, I thought I was a lover girl. I thought, oh, I'm just so generous. No, I was an idiot whose self-esteem was in a homeless man's bum somewhere in hell. So I'm that girlfriend that's always over-giving. Oh, don't worry about me. I'll pay for this, I'll pay for that. Oh, I'll get this, I'll get that. Oh, I'm out at the moment. Do you want something? Oh, I've just seen something you really like. I'm gonna get it for you. Give. That's all I was doing, just giving myself away. So I'm in a relationship with this guy now, and I'm giving. You know, don't want him to think I'm using him. Don't want to come across like a gold digger. You know, I had to prove I'm not using him for his overdraft. So I was a student and I didn't work during my third year of uni. I got a weekly allowance from my dad for like groceries, you know, just to keep me alive. So this working man who's on his second job after graduating will come to my uni flat and eat all the groceries in my fridge. I'll just walk to the kitchen and find him there like this. As in back arched, hand on hip, like you're 9 months pregnant. Just gulping my apple and mango juice. That's my favorite. The thing is, like, I don't actually care about that. Like, have what you want, but it's the fact that I was never offered anything. Like, he would never replace the groceries he ate, the drinks he's downing. As a matter of fact, when things run out, he would actually come with me to Aldi, stand with me at the till and watch me pay, and then come back to my flat like this. Remember I told you sometimes I might just get random gifts, you know, see something you might need, buy it and give it to him? No. If it's not my birthday or it's not Christmas, I would never see or smell a gift. Even something like Valentine's Day or Christmas, he'll wait to see if I'm getting a gift first. Then that's the only time that he'll get me one. And his reason will be, why I can't let you get me a present and not give one back. Not, oh, because I love you. Not, oh, because I thought you'd love this. Not, oh, let's celebrate together. No, you got me one, so I have to give one back. And when I say gift, I use that term lightly. These weren't gifts. I was just saying in passing one time that I wanted this phone case. And he decided to wait a whole year until my birthday to surprise me with said phone case. My birthday gift was a phone case. So one time when I've got no groceries left because they've been inhaled by this whale, so I was like, there's nothing to eat and there's nothing to cook. And he said, and I quote,
Yeah, well, I'm not sure what you're going to do about that then.
What? So now this is where I got annoyed and I was like, you should offer to buy me food. Like, do I have to spell it out? And he said, and I quote,
How is it fair that you're hungry and it falls on me?
hang on guys, can we remember something really quickly? So when I now started speaking up and complaining about things were being done, but being done by force. So before we would never go on dates, right? This is something I had to complain about. Disclaimer, anything this guy did or ever bought, anything of the sort, was always after many fights, many complaints, many arguments. He genuinely never did anything of his own accord. So once I've jousted him for simple date nights, his idea of effort was to only book dates that were available on Groupon. Now, for any Americans or any international people watching this, I don't know what Groupon is. It's a food discount app, okay? 2-for-1 deals, 2 for £25, 2 for £19, mainly at random pubs and random restaurants like Pizza Express. Like, they're not nice, period. They're not nice, okay? Any place I suggested, say that I want to go, he will check first if it's on Groupon. And if it's not on Groupon, we're not going. Now, 2 for £25 means 2 of us are going hungry. But when he was with his mates, he'll be going to Nobu and Novikov. But when it's me, is it on Groupon? You'll be pleased to know I eventually put my foot down and guess what? I just said I'm leaving. I'm leaving because you don't want to do anything for me, okay? It's obvious. I have to tell you to do any and every little thing for me. I don't want that.
Please! No! I know what to do! I can change! I swear!
I'm not even joking, that's how he would actually react. Like, I would block and he would buy SIM cards just to contact me again. So I'm like, okay, you want to make an effort? Let's hear it. So we went to a restaurant and then we stayed at a hotel after. And in the morning I asked him, could you get me breakfast, please? Because he was the kind of guy that if you don't ask, he's not going to offer you anything. And I wanted to see the effort. I give a lot, I just want to be given back now. So he was like, yeah, sure, that's fine. So then I went on my phone to look on things on Uber Eats to see what I wanted to get. And he immediately starts pretending to be asleep. So I was like, oh, I found what I want to get. Can I have your phone, please? And he was like, it's been 45 seconds. You're not in REM sleep right now. Bring me that. So yeah, he was like,
No, yeah, what? Oh, yeah, here you go.
so I ordered the breakfast. I'm thinking everything's cool, everything's calm, everything's fine. We're driving back home now and he's silent the whole journey. I'm telling you right now, he was livid. He was driving like this. He was filled with rage. So I was like, is everything okay? And he was like, yeah.
No, it's fine, it's fine.
And now when he drops me home, about half an hour later, I'm seeing 3
pages, 3 pages of paragraphs, being annoyed that he got me breakfast. Why did you ask me to get you breakfast when you could have got it yourself? I was trying to sleep and you told me that I have to get you breakfast. Meanwhile, I paid for the hotel. Why should I pay for breakfast? And then I was just like, what is all of this about? Like, breakfast was £8 and he goes, don't gaslight me. You know what? No, that's it. At that point, I was actually done. I said, no, I can't do this. I could not be in a relationship like this. Getting 3-page paragraphs because you bought somebody £8 worth of breakfast is crazy. At that point, I'm sorry, I'm not for you.
So I just saw this woman sharing her dating experience, and I'm going to play a clip of that in just a minute, but let me give you guys a quick backstory. So this woman goes out on a date with this man. He lives an hour away. They end up going to lunch, something simple, basic conversation, that's fine. He calls her the next day and is like, I'd like to see you again. And she's like, okay, that's fine. So he drives again an hour out of the way to come to visit her, and he comes to her house. And she's like, you know what, there's a great event going on nearby that we should go to. I'll even buy the tickets. He's like, no, I don't really want to do that. I'll probably get over there way too late to do that. So anyway, he arrives at her house and they're like sitting outside at first. And he's like, it's hot out here. So then he, she invites him in. He comes in and he immediately gets comfortable, puts his feet up on her coffee table, grabs a beer out of the fridge. And she's just like looking at him like, man, he got comfortable in my house quick. So she's like, trying to suggest different things they should do. And he keeps saying, no, I'm comfortable. I'm comfortable right here. Anyway, as a matter of fact, you're out of beer. And she's like, what? So child, she's like puttering around her house, folding laundry and all of this. She goes to her bathroom, her private bathroom in her house that she pays for. And this is what she finds.
I go in my ensuite, my bathroom in my private bedroom, and I notice there is a toothbrush and an extra bar of soap in my bathroom on the counter. So I said, is that yours? Knowing it was. And he said, oh yeah. He said, I was just going to stay over. He says, long drive. I said, it's only an hour. It's not a long drive. Date number 2.
Can you imagine? This man done helped himself, got his raggedy bar of soap, and put his toothbrush next to hers on a second date talking about, I'll just spend the night. oh, no, you won't.
I'd had all the acting polite that I could take, and I just let him have it. I said, you're rude. You don't have any dating etiquette. You don't have any house manners.
And so the man says, I have a good job. And she says, look around. I have a good job too. This big house that you're sitting in, all these pretty things all around here, that's all me. So get out. The thing about it is, some of these men, they feel like they should get a return on their investment. That man took her to lunch the day before, and he thought that earned him a night's stay at this woman's house the very next day. This man with a good job felt like he needed to get more. Like he paid for more for that cheap lunch, that cheap, simple lunch. What makes you think you're going to just put your toothbrush in somebody's home? Like some of these, the audacity is so rich, it's so thick, it's potent. Like you can cut it with a knife. If I told you ladies once, I will tell you again, and I will tell you over and over and over again until you get it. You don't have to be nice. You don't have to make a man comfortable. As soon as you're uncomfortable, let it go. As soon as that man was acting like he didn't have anything planned on the second date, he just wanted to lay up in your house, soaking up your AC, playing on your TV all day, got his feet up on your coffee table and all that. As soon as she felt uncomfortable, she should have told him to leave. You know what? This isn't working out. But she waited until she couldn't take it anymore. That toothbrush and that bar of soap was a deal breaker. But ladies, don't feel like you have to be nice. As soon as you're uncomfortable, call it. You don't owe this man anything. He drove an hour there and he could drive an hour back. He's not spending the night at your house on no second date because he took you to lunch yesterday. Man, so what about that lunch? Give him his money back if that's what he needs, but don't let somebody just make you feel uncomfortable in your own home.
I was told a really disturbing story recently, and it's taken me a little while to be able to put this video together because, yeah, it's quite frightening, but I do feel like it could raise awareness and potentially help someone stay out of danger. So if you use Tinder, this video is for you. So this actually happened to a friend of a friend of a friend. So I don't actually know the person. So if this is you, I do apologise, but I was told this story and I do think that sharing it could potentially help someone. So, a lady, she was speaking to a guy on Tinder. They were talking for a couple of weeks. They hadn't FaceTimed, but they were talking on the phone and WhatsApping constantly. They arranged to meet at a bar in London, a bar that he chose. On the day, she said she felt a little bit uneasy, so she decided to ask her best friend to come with her. So her best friend went into the bar first, where she was meeting this guy. Let's call him Adam, and we'll call her Jane. So Jane's friend has gone into the bar about 5 minutes before Jane did. Jane then goes in, going in to meet Adam. So Adam's not there when Jane gets there. Jane's waiting there for about 10 minutes. Her friend is in eyesight at the bar. So she's just waiting at the bar, just making sure everything's okay. Adam then walks in. Now she notices straight away that Adam's pictures had definitely been enhanced. He looked different to the pictures what she'd shown. Now he had a Essex accent. So he sat down, they've had a little chat, they're talking, they're getting on fine. Jane then says, right, I'm just going to pop to the loo, because they were talking about going to another bar. So she gets up, goes to the toilet. Her friend is watching. As her friend watches, she notices Adam put something in to Jane's drink. She then runs towards the toilet to let Jane know. When she told Jane this, Jane said something does feel off. There's something about this person, it's just not sitting right with me. Something's not sitting right. So Jane's friend then says, fine, let's leave. They walk towards the exit of the bar. As they're leaving, there is a large van outside with 5 men. They're all looking at the girls, looking at them in a strange way, as if they recognise Jane. All of a sudden, Adam comes running out of the bar towards them. Jane and her friend start to run towards the main road, and Adam starts to shout at them in a different language. They said they're not sure what language it was, but the men that he was with outside, they looked Eastern European. So they all then were together, and Jane believes that they were trying to kidnap her, or trying to drug her and get her into that van. Now, this story gave me chills. And I've actually tried to film this video about 4 times now and struggled, because imagine that. Like, I wouldn't even want to imagine that. So please, guys, if you are using online dating, there are so many different things that can go wrong. You don't know who these people are, so please always make sure you FaceTime them. You know exactly who you're talking to. Check if they have social media. Just be really, really wary. Meet in a place that you know, that you've chosen, somewhere there's lots of people around. And just be very, very, very careful and safe.
I literally just hopped out of a moving car because I was on the date from hell. Okay, like when I tell you I didn't even wait for this man to pull over, he was over an hour late for our date. Over an hour late to our date. I should have known then to just cancel the shit, because you're not respecting my time. However, I overlooked it because I'm like, oh my God, I've known this person since high school, you know, and he's communicating with me, letting me know like, hey, I'm going to be, you know, this amount of minutes late. Like, you know, he's calling me, texting me, letting me know what's up because there's traffic. You know, we live here in LA, shit happens. He's coming off work, whatever. So I was cool with it. I was like, all right, cool. You're being communicative. Like, I'll still continue the date. He comes to pick me up over an hour late. And when I get in the car, we hug. Hey, nice to see you. Haven't seen you in a while. Like, you know, good to see you, right? And then I let him know, like, hey, like, you're an hour late. Like, next time, like, please don't show up so late because, like, I won't, like, go on a date. Like, I was being firm. I wasn't being a bitch. I wasn't being condescending. I wasn't yelling. I wasn't being aggressive. None of that shit. I was just letting him know, like, hey, I'm a very punctual person. My time is valuable to me. And if you're going to tell me you're going to be here at 6 o'clock, don't show up past 6. Okay, don't show up at especially 7 o'clock an hour later. And do you know that this man turned his car around? It's like, I'm taking you back home. Like, who do you think you are telling me that I can't be late, pick you up to a date? I drove 30 minutes to pick you up and I paid for these tickets and blah, 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 blah. And who do you think you are? Who the fuck do I think I am, sir? Like, this is why they warn you, don't ever date the person that has chased you for a long time, that has wanted you for a long time, because they're usually crazy. I jumped out of a halfway moving car tonight because I could not get away from this man fast enough. And I left his door wide the fuck open and he like busts a bitch in the middle of the street and like peels off. What the fuck is wrong with you, men? Are you seriously mad because someone told you don't be an hour late to picking them up? The woman that you've been chasing for over 20 years finally gives you the time of day? I feel like this is one of those moments where he had it in his mind the whole time to play in my face because he wanted to get back at me from 20 years ago or something. Now, mind you, this is not an ex. I've never done anything to this man. I've never slept with him, never kissed him, never like curved him in any type of way, never played with this man's emotions. But I feel like because he didn't have access to me for over 20 years, when he finally got the opportunity, he wanted to like show me who's boss. Okay.
I just went out so sad.
Now, it can't be that bad. Now, what happened, friend?
I just went on the first date with this man on Monday. Last night, I go out and I get drunk with my coworkers, right? So I come home and we're on the phone, this me and this man. I know I didn't hang up the phone because I fell asleep in a drunken abyss. I go look at the timestamp. The timestamp says 3 hours and 51 minutes. Then I think, oh my God, my friends told me that I be snoring lately. There's no way you're on a date Monday and then Tuesday you're snoring on the phone. That's too far.
Girl, tell me you didn't.
This man just texted me and said you were snoring last night. I will never speak to you again, sir.
Now, she's mortified and embarrassed, but he doesn't even seem like he minds. As far as I'm concerned, y'all already go together, and y'all go together real bad. To take something that you were so self-conscious about, so insecure about, and that man is like, girl, I don't care about that. At least hear him out. Let him get a second date. For you to have this area of your life that you're like, I don't know if anybody will ever accept this. I don't know. And that man is like, girl, I hear what you have, but that's nothing to me. Girl, for all you know, 20 years from now, 25, 30 years from now, you could be talking to your grandkids and telling them, after our first date, do you know I fell asleep on your grandfather on the phone and he thought it was funny? And, you know, we started laughing about it and that became our little inside joke. Like, who knows where this could lead? I don't think that you should let your own personal feelings disqualify this man who sees what you think is so bad about you. And he's like, girl, I don't care. I like you. Whether you bite your nails, pop pimples, or snore, the man for you will accept all of it.
That's it, guys. Women share their horror dating stories. These are women sharing their horrific dating stories. You can imagine this, for example, you've gotten this man through a dating site or through a dating app. You don't know this man, he doesn't know you. This is your very first time you're meeting this guy. But the moment you end up, you've connected in that restaurant, in that cafeteria, this man starts acting weirdly. He starts touching you in a very seductive way. And mind you, this is the very first time he is a stranger to you. He's already started calling you my sweetheart, my lover, just to name a few. And he's touching you seductively. You can just imagine that on your very first day. And then another thing in front that maybe you're meeting this guy for the very first time. The moment you've parted ways, he doesn't even bother to find out whether you reached home safely, whether you reached your destination safely or you arrived safely. He doesn't even bother at all. And the moment you've just parted ways, he just disconnects with you. Another thing you'll find that this same guy or this kind of man, most of these dating sites or these dating apps, most of these men are not genuine. They are just there for, some of them are just there for fun. Some are even thugs and killers who are just there to aim for women. They are aiming for innocent women through those dating sites. So ladies are advised to be on the lookout. So guys, thank you so much. These are some of the horrific dating stories that these women have shared out. And so I want to know your thoughts or your opinions in the comment section below. And bye-bye for now.